Hello everyone, welcome to the Crypto Market Report covering Ethereum for Brave New Coin. I am your host Carl, lead trader and portfolio manager at Tekimi Capital. Quick disclaimer, this video does not constitute financial advice and I always recommend that you do your own research and draw down your own conclusions. Let's have a look at the weekly time frame on Ethereum. Let's start with this Ethereum tweet I made back December 29 last year. See snippet on chart right here above, where I was one of the very few people that called the start of the bear market, and it's been quiet on spot fractal wise since then. And let's have a look a little bit at that tweet. We didn't get quite a lot of engagement at that time. Most of the people were getting engagement with all those bullish tweets, getting 100 of likes. You know, as always, bearish tweets are not very well liked by on social media. So let's have a look. Back on December 29, I said we broke down from the weekly Bollinger midband at 3,860. We broke the long-term log bull parallel channel that I've been tracking for a year. From here, where the green arrow is, very reminiscent of 2018, similar move. And the one weekly momentum indicator flashing a sell signal right here at the bottom, where we crossed from bullish to bearish. And same thing happened back in March 2018. So comparison was spot on, and we also see the double top here that happened, which is a bearish reversal. All right, so that's the point taken there, and let's have a look at the 1 week Bollinger midband, currently sitting at 2,600. It might move down today by the weekly close at 2,000 to 2,500. So slowly we'll move down. We should probably retest it. We may retest it if this support holds at 1,700. We may retest it in the next 2-3 months before heading down lower. Let's have a look at the support and lower support and resistance buying area. Those can be found at key notable levels such as 1,400, which is the previous all-time high of the bull market of 2017-18. And we have 1,200 as the next support, which is the 200 weekly MA. We have the $800, 650 or 680, which is, I think, a great area to buy, which is my bottom for the final capitulation of this bear trend, which I think will be roughly around October to January this year into the next. And typically that's been the tax harvesting time, which is a great time to buy in at those lows. And that's the green area I represent here. Very similar to 2018 as well. And that will be somewhere at the bottom of the bearish parallel log channel. There's also possibility in case the macros are super bad. I can't see it right now, but you never know. Ethereum has never been with Bitcoin through a recession, stagflation, which I think will hit us by the end of this year or early next year. And if that happens, maybe we see the next support level at 330 and 290, which would be right here at the bottom. Currently, if no weekly candle closes below 1,700, which is that red area here, then chances are that we stay in sideways above that level, but bound below the resistance block of 2,150 right here at the top and 2,200. There's also a possibility, like I said, we can go to 2,400 top resistance sometime by September, and that bear parallel log channel is not 100% finalized yet, so it could move up a little bit. We could still readjust this in the next few months, depending on what we test, on how we test the top. Since it only touched one time the bottom and one time the top, so I still have to readjust it. So we could still hit 2,400 sometime in July or August and come back down if we hold 1,700. So let's see what happens. There's still a lot of time. I think we still see some sideways in that range, red range here, very reminiscent of 2018 action that we had back in August 2018. And yeah, we're still following the 4-year cycle on Ethereum. which is the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. And similar to 2018, I expect Ethereum to remain below the 1 weekly mid-band within the parallel channel until the big final capitulation bottom happens at tax harvesting on October or December 2022 to January or February 2023. Roughly 336 days from the all-time high, as seen on the long green arrow here in 2018, and the new green arrow that I put here from the all-time high on November 21st, which bring us to roughly a bottom to start buying roughly around October, November, going into December. So we'll see what happens, but this is what I'm looking at for me to start buying big time. So it's more about timing, not about the levels, really. And similar to 2018, I expect a rounding bottom, which you see here, the blue circles, which is a bull reversal pattern. That's number one thing I'm looking at, which happened also in 2018. And the same thing happened as I demonstrated on my previous week, last week video on Bitcoin. This has been happening, those rounding bottom have been happening for almost 10 years. And I also expect double bottom at $800 or $650, spanning on a year or so when we hit that area. And similar to 2018, we had a double bottom there. It could also be an inverted head and shoulder. Depends how the market progresses in the next few months through next year. But those are the bullish reversal patterns I'll be looking for on the weekly and on the short-term time frames. For timing reference and not trading, I've included in blue the fractal here of 2018. I'm not expecting it really to be 100%, but it's been quite accurate here. If you see, we sold down on my call here in December. We hit the bottom somewhere close to $2,000, spiked back up, pretty much hit that 1 week mid-band resistance at 3,300, 3,400. We sold back down here to that level, very similar to 2018. So it rhymes, it has been less volatile, but it's been rhyming pretty well. So it's been pretty good, I would say. Should we look at the bear market drawdown comparison from the all-time highs? We can see that in 2018, let me get that tool here, from the all-time high, roughly 1,400. Not sure why there is a purple arrow coming down here. I don't know what's happening with TradingView, but we're looking roughly at, I think this is 94%, although it's not listed. Something is off with TradingView. Let me clear that up, guys. Give me 1 minute. So yeah, 94% drawdown. I'm not saying this will happen, but back then we dropped 94%. And if we look at now to 2022, let me start with 84%, something like I covered on Bitcoin. That will bring us to $780, $760, roughly in the range I'm looking at here. If we go for 94%, in case like there's a black swan event with recession, stagflation, a bunch of other things hitting us, we're looking at $290. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Roughly $330, $290 as literally the black swan support. I guess that would be the maximum pain that I can see. Next, let's look at the 1 weekly RSI right here at the bottom. Back in 2018, we hit the oversold level of 27. Right now, we are still at 33. It looks like today we want to close the weekly, maybe reset, go for a bounce into the next couple of weeks. So that's possible, and come back down maybe sometime in August to the oversold area, maybe of 30 or 28 or so. So we'll see what happens. But definitely it's still another leg down, so I don't think we bottom. The volume is highly, let me look at the volume here. Okay, the volume is high, although still half of what it was during the capitulation of May 2021. And looking at the SOPR indicator right here, which measures very well the market sentiment, we clearly have not capitulated yet here. I see only a drawdown at -1. If you look at March 2020 crash, we had the -3, and back in 2018 we went down to $90 or $80. we went down to -6. So we still have some way to go. I don't think this is the final bottom. Not at least based on this indicator, it's not. So yeah, we'll see much deeper in my opinion. Finally, the squeeze momentum indicator is showing a slow bleed. You can see those red bars showing up here, very reminiscent of 2018, where we see here also red bar bleeding after failing to cross up to bullish. And same here, we failed to cross up to bullish. So we'll see what happens, but I think we have more pain ahead in the market. Let me switch to the daily time frame on Ethereum. Notice that is well within a large falling wedge, and it's reminiscent of the same setup in 2018, which also saw a capitulation bottom at the tip of the falling wedge, right at the bottom right here. So this blue fractal is pretty much what happened in 2018 when we bottomed. I'm not saying it will 100% happen, but it's quite interesting that we are in a falling wedge very similar to 2018. Now, I'll show you where I got this fractal from by going back here. I do keep notes of my charts of 2018. You see falling wedge, bull reversal pattern. We went down to the bottom tip of it. And sometime in December, near tax harvesting, we broke up. So let's see what happens. History often rhymes. Let's see if it plays out again in a similar fashion. What other trading patterns can I see here? There's a descending triangle that can be seen here on the daily. If you zoom in on the 4-hour, you could probably see it better. But it looks like we're well contained within that descending triangle. It has a textbook target. If we break down from 1,700, 1,000 to below 1,000 to 1,600, then it will activate and most likely go to the textbook target of 1,300, 1,250, which coincides with the previous bull market top holding as support, 1,400, and also the 200 weekly amount, which is 1,200 roughly. Let's have a look at the reversal patterns. On this chart, we can see a clear double top at 4,300, 4,870, which started the bear market. In order for us to flip to a bull market, first of all, we need to negate this trend with a bullish reversal pattern, which I covered in the weekly, as a combination of rounding bottom, bull reversal pattern, a double bottom, bullish reversal pattern, or an inverted head and shoulder reversal pattern. And this can take quite a long time, quite a few months. I still think we can add this falling wedge to it as well as a bullish reversal pattern. If we could get down to the tip, still looking at 800, maybe a little bit above or so, but 800, maybe 900, but down to 650 is very possible. That's the ideal point to buy or long, in my opinion, or start buying big time. The one-day Bollinger Midband is at $2,000 or $1,900. It's been going down day by day. It's been tested, as we see here, last week, actually this week, and we've gotten rejected. This is quite normal and happens after big sell-offs, but I'm not seeing any signs of accumulation yet happening. We need more data from the market, so just be patient. And that means more consolidation before we can draw any short-term conclusions. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't forecast or try to predict what could happen, which I'll do right now. Short-term action, as I'm saying, is always going to be tough to forecast. But here are two setups that I'm seeing that could play out. We would see flat action above 1,700 support, which is roughly here. Or, we stay above it until end of June, maybe we break back up, or we see a quick sell-off to the textbook target of the descending triangle at 1,400, 1,200, give and take. At the bottom of the falling wedge, we would take out all the stops, then a strong recovery above 1,700 happens the same week. We close the weekly above 1,700 or so, and then we will build a rally in coming month, July and August, towards the resistance of 2,100, well, $2,000 or 2,150 to 2,200. And if we're lucky by the Ethereum POS activation or proof of stake, we would hit 2,300, 2,400. Now that area here, if you want to touch it, I think we would have to look back, but I think it would coincide with the 3-day Bollinger Midband. which is right now 2,400. It'll move down maybe a little bit lower to 2,300s in the coming weeks. So I think that could be retested because we always do after a huge sell-off like we've seen the past few weeks or past few months. Like this one in May 2021, we bounced back up to the 3-day Bollinger Mid-Band. And another one here in July. So let's see what happens, but this is something you guys should look at if you're taking short-term trades from the support at 1,700 or a little bit lower, 1,400, and you're looking to sell. That would be a nice trade setup. And so yeah, I believe we have 2 months around those levels, at least until August or September. After the proof of stake activation happens, then I think we will start a sell-off sometime around September onward towards new lows, just like I have been forecasting for Bitcoin. Now, it could happen earlier. We never know. We have to look at the stock market as well, SP 500 and NASDAQ for those clues. Squeeze momentum and oscillator on the 4-hour, 6-hour, 12-hour, which is right here at the bottom. Shows we're bearish. The daily is crossing bullish. I think that's quite normal. I think we should let it consolidate, settle down for a little bit to reset. So I don't expect really something to happen in the incoming days besides just sideways. Maybe a surge to the top of the descending triangle could happen to 1,001 that level is 1,900. Maybe we get rejected. There's also the FOMC on June 14, 15. So we would see maybe some volatility here. Maybe if we're surging, maybe we can surge to $2,000, get rejected again, wick down to 1,700 and rebuild the rally from there. So yeah, it's not looking like a bottom here, but we have to be patient and see what happens. The Bollinger bands are tightening on the 3-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour, 12-hour, and 1 daily. You can see them starting to tighten. Most likely, again, I think 1,900 is in the cards. And then we'll see what happens. It's just going to be a mild move from here to that area. Then we'll see. All right, let's go to the Ethereum BTC chart. But before doing so, I want to discuss a few reasons why I think Ethereum has become less volatile and more stable than it was in 2018 and how it's affecting price. So first of all, you have to think about August 2022 Ethereum networks merging together for the proof of stake, right? Number one, I think that's brings some stability. People are more inclined to hold, although there's been some good downside. But also another factor for the price that has become less volatile compared to 2018 is there's been 13.4 million Ethereum locked in staking. And they most likely will not be unlocked until after the merge has happened. Actually, 6 months after the merge has happened, from what I'm reading. So that will bring us to February 2023 for those coins to be unlocked. And another point I want to make, those coins will not be unlocked all at the same time. So I don't think we will see any significant sell pressure incoming from those coins when they're slowly unlocked. They could take a year or so, well, till the end of 2023 for them to be, sold down or even available on exchanges. So yeah, I don't think that's going to change much. Another factor that contributes to a little better stability on the Ethereum price and less volatility is the Ethereum burn per block, which is now at 2.4 million ETH, or roughly $8.3 billion, according to ethburn.info. Anyway, that's something to keep in mind, guys. So let's have a look at the Ethereum BTC weekly chart. Ethereum BTC has been toppy for quite a while, but holding up very well. It's been a year in that range right here, delimited by support at 0.06, 0.055, and the key resistance at 0.077, 0.088, which has been quite surprising. If you look at 2018, you see how volatile Ethereum was at that time. It's pretty crazy. Those swings are very brutal. So it's nice to see that maybe because of what we just covered now, the ETH burn and the locked ETH, it's brought some stability. However, I don't think this will last much longer, and I think we are about to break down pretty soon. That said, I think there's a last trade short term that you guys can take, which I'm covering here. Very similar to that blue fractal from 2018. you will see a sell-off roughly in the next few months to 0.055, maybe a little bit lower to 0.051. Give and take, that's somewhere you guys want to maybe buy. It might not even get that lower, I don't know, right? But maybe it gets somewhere to 0.056, 57 as well, and 0.052. So we'll see, but this could be a good area to buy at ETH BTC and convert some BTC to ETH from here. And look for a rally into the proof of stake merge by August, which I think if you buy down here, you could sell in August at 0.069, or maybe a little tad higher. So comes August, I think that will be the top, and we will sell the news after that. So yeah, after August and September, once we top and Ethereum is on POS, I think Ethereum BTC will break down in August or September into tax harvesting season. And we'll go towards new lows. I'm thinking of previous strong support as a next buy long target if you want to take a short-term trade, which will be at 0.033, 0.030, give and take right here. Historically speaking, ETH BTC always remained in a long bear market for 581 days, seen by this arrow. So if you look at 2018, starting the all-time high, you know, that's not totally the all-time high. There was a higher one on June 2017. But if I pick this one, which coincides with the top of Bitcoin as well, we draw down an arrow. I think we're looking roughly at a buy or a final capitulation bottom in September to January. So roughly that will put us in the same basket, which will be September 2023, which is a long time from now, guys. In January 2024 to look to rebuy long-term ETH or converting BTC to ETH in a big amount. That's where I would look to do it. But until then, we're in a bear market until we pass 581 days from the all-time high. That's quite a long time, and it's going to remain in bear market. It's risky. I would not really venture here unless we go to those key area supports for a couple of trades here on the way down, but I would rather stay out personally. And yeah, so again, I would look to buy back around August 2023 to January 2024, where the green arrow is seen here. And that's roughly, if we get there, at 0.0256, 0.0227. And I would look for a double bottom or an inverted head and shoulder previous, something similar to 2016 or 2020 with all the bullish reversal patterns I'm covering on my chart here in green. So a long time to go, no pressure. I would take my time. This concludes our market report for today. Please make sure you subscribe to the Brave New Coin channel if you aren't a subscriber already. Link to my YouTube channel can be found in this video description below. I provide real-time updates on my YouTube, Twitter, and Discord channel, so make sure you subscribe and follow me and you can check them out and stay up to date. Happy trading, everyone. Until the next time.